Welcome to your journey of healing with the Healing Podcast, hosted by licensed clinician Monique Owe and co-host Dr. Amber Moan.
Thank you for tuning into the Healing Podcast. I'm your host, Monique Owe. Dr. Moan is not here with me today. So today's topic is single and living a fulfilled life. Well, how is that possible? Because people, I think, like to put money on the fact that they don't feel that a person can be single and happy and fulfilled. And I get it. We were meant to have connections in life. Yes, we meant to, we love each other, we connect, we laugh, and we need people. Yes, isolation is not a good thing. But there is such a thing where you can be single and happy and enjoying life and having a great time and just having, the best time of your life because you have found ways to become fulfilled as a single person. Now, that does not mean that you don't desire to be in a relationship. You might, but right now you're happy in your period of being single. Or you may not desire a relationship. You may at this point be in a season of being single and just happy and learning you and doing different things and exploring and being open to things and just growing and, having different opportunities and traveling and trying great restaurants, things like that. So it is possible to be single and live a fulfilled life. But, society doesn't let it happen that way. Many times when a person finds out that someone else is single and they might be of a certain age, I don't know, it starts early because the questions start to get asked. You're not married yet. Have you met anyone yet? You don't want to get married. You're not dating. What's going on with you? Things like that. And I think women get it more than men as far as the critiques, but I'm not going to say men don't either, because if a man is of a certain age and he's still single, well, is it that you don't want to be with anybody? There's something wrong with you? Is there an issue that you have going on health-wise as to why you can't find anybody or not with anybody? That's what I think men get too. But for the ladies out there as well, you get that question. You come into somewhere and the first thing people want to ask, oh, you're not dating anyone yet? You're not married yet? Or what happened with this person? What happened with that person? Well, first, is it really anyone's business? But okay, but that's a whole nother conversation. But second, for those who are asking that question, why do you feel like a person just can't be happy being single? That's one. But two, let's say that person really did desire or does desire to be in a relationship. Do you think your question is helping them to feel better or worse? Do you think your question and your comments is coming off as something encouraging, or is it like a critique? But what is it in you that you feel like that person really can't be happy as a single person? See, sometimes I think people project how they feel, maybe in their relationship or when they were single, onto the person who is happy and fulfilled being single. Well, we have to stop doing that. You have to stop doing that. That's not fair to that person. There is such a thing as to smile and laugh and love your space and love the way you keep your home, and you have a nice car and you have a great job and you do what you want to do when you want to do it, because you don't have to maybe worry about a relationship at this time. Because if you're in a relationship, you can't be selfish, right? You need to be thinking about your partner just as if your partner needs to be thinking about you. But when you're in a period of being single, and let me first go single without kids. Many times you get a lot of critique. You get a lot of jealous eyes sometimes, to be honest, when you're single without children. Because people seem to believe you have, again, this wonderful life of freedom where you can get up and go when you want, how you want. You don't have to worry about a child care or a spouse or things like that. Fair enough. Guess what? Yes, that person does have that luxury to do that, or that ability to do that. They can up and go. Does not mean they don't have responsibilities. But it just means, yes, they can. They don't have to worry about, let me see if I can find the appropriate sitter for my child or children. Yes, they can up and go. That is the path that their life is on. One is not better than the other. But let that person enjoy their life. You may see, and the other thing a person gets that's single, they get a lot of judgment. Because let's go with social media, because now since we post a lot of things on social media, right? So people are in our business with the little snippet that we share or that a person may share. Well, that's just a picture. And because you see this person at a concert or a venue or a wine tasting or traveling on flights and on vacation with friends, you feel like, wow, look at this life that they have. Well, you just saw vacation. You don't know what else they have to take care of. You saw them celebrating the hard work they put in. Because let's be honest, if you have a career or if you work a hard job, should you not enjoy it? Are we meant to just work and not enjoy the benefits of our work? No, that is not living life. So there is such a thing to be fulfilled and to travel and to be happy at home. You can be very peaceful at home and there's nothing wrong with it. There are people who do not desire marriage. Nothing wrong with that. I think, okay, many years ago, it might have been the thing was, yes, you go through childhood, become an adolescent, go become a young adult, you get married, you start a family. That was the thing that was drilled into many of us, right? And that is the thing that's drilled into many cultures. That is fine. Yes, continue to produce, create families so that we can continue to further our legacy and our family tradition and things like that. Fair enough. But then now things have changed because now you have a different culture, different environment where you don't have to get married and have a family. You may not desire that for yourself, and that is okay, and people should respect that choice of someone else. The first thing people will ask, even if you are dating, let's say you are dating and you are having a good time dating and you're getting to know a person. So when are you guys getting married? Do you see marriage? And that's fair enough, and I can understand that. Give the person time. Let them figure that out, right? Give that person a moment to figure out their path. And, a lot of us are guilty of that because we think, you want to be connected together. And again, yes, human connection is needed. I'm not going to say it's not because isolation is not good. But for the person who is struggling with being single and fulfilled, don't feel sorry for yourself. Look at the things you can do. Have you learned a craft? Have you learned a hobby that you like? Have you began to write a book? Have you begun to take place travel? Go out on a trip by yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Take a cruise by yourself. Enjoy it. Meet people on the cruise, just even as friends. Have good conversation. Go out to a restaurant. Take yourself out. Sit at the bar. Sit in the booth. Doesn't matter. Enjoy eating your meal in an outside environment. Order in if you want. Watch your favorite movie. Listen to your favorite music. Take yourself to a concert. Take yourself to a comedy show. No one is going to bother you per se. Be wise and alert of your environment surrounding, yes, but, enjoy it. Enjoy the time that you have and prepare yourself so you can have peace and be ready for the person you want to meet if your desire is to meet someone. But let's say you're divorced now you're single. You may feel like I have done the marriage. My children are grown if you have children, and you feel like I want to enjoy life now. And if someone comes along, they do. If they don't, okay. You may be widowed. You may feel like right now I'm good. I had my person who was my soulmate who I feel. They have passed. I'm good with just celebrating life, and I'm happy by volunteering, by talking to people, by going different places. That is all fine and good. There is a such thing with being okay with a single life. And no, you're not miserable. No, you're not lonely. You're content with being alone, but no, you're not lonely, which is the difference. So I want to just encourage people that if you are single out here, don't let people put their judgment on you or their opinions on you. Yes, it is okay to live single. Let them have the judgment that you don't have any care of the world. That's their opinion. So what? That might be their opinion. They don't know the battle that you're facing with other stuff that you have to take care of. Okay? That is fine. But still live your life. Don't let that stop you from continuing to live a fulfilled life. I mean, go to the spa, go get a massage, be happy about that you can do those things, Redecorate your apartment, redecorate your home as much as you want because it's your opinion, right? Celebrate that. Just be happy with self. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? There's nothing wrong with being happy with that situation. You're in a relationship with yourself, so make sure you treat yourself good. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. So stop letting people make you feel less than because you're not married yet or you are single or maybe you had a breakup. They don't know your story. I think the other part is with that, for those who think people should be with someone and always have to ask, you really don't know that person's story. You really don't know what may have happened in their relationships that were not any fault of their own per se and what a person may have done to them and where they have just now they're single. Let them figure that journey out. But if you would like to know, you can certainly sincerely ask, and it'll be up to them if they want to share their personal situation with you to explain what happened in these predicaments. But again, celebrate you, learn who you are, be who you are, and smile and laugh and be okay with it. And no, people's opinions don't matter. And if they keep at it and you feel like people are only focused on the fact that you're single, you might need to keep some distance from those people, because it's just they're not celebrating you. They're more so focused on who you should be with. Okay? But let's go ahead and take a quick segue here. You guessed it. We're going to go into the situation, right, and discuss. Let's see what we have today. So again, this is a situation that I pulled offline. This is not a situation that someone wrote into the Healing Podcast with, but I saw it and I thought it was interesting. So let's discuss it. So I'm going to read it to you. This is what I saw. Posted by Anonymous. I have been dating someone for over a year now. He has an ex that lives out of state that he still communicates with. At first, it didn't bother me, but now after seeing text messages between the two of them, it shows that they still love each other. She buys him sneakers and clothes and sends to his mother's house. She talks about me like a dog, even so much as to let me know I'm just a convenient option for him. He lives with me, but I wish he would just leave. Okay, so let's listen to this situation here. You have a person who's single but dating someone who appears to have a connection with their ex. Well, short and sweet with that one. If a person is with you but still has that type of connection with their ex, they're not into you. Not enough to leave their ex alone to have those conversations. Not enough to correct their ex with the criticism that they're making of you. The person is still buying things for their ex, still has a connection with the mother because she can send the items to the mother's home. I think the red flag is right there in your face. You wish he would just leave, but why don't you leave him? I don't know what happened to cause you guys to move in so close, to cause this person to move in so closely, right? So fast, because you said you've been dating for, I think, a year, or a little over a year, but you're already living together. So I don't know if you were in a predicament, this person was in a predicament where they needed to move in with him, or if he was in a predicament and she invited him to move in with her. Well, I think the answer is there. Now you see it. He's not respecting, I think, you or the relationship by the way he's engaging with the ex. Now, I don't know how you know all these things either, because I don't know if you went through that person's phone, which is another red flag. I don't know how you saw the text messages between them. I don't know if you just kind of looked over his shoulder. But again, if you have to do that, if you have to go through somebody's phone to try to catch something, red flag, there's a problem there. If a person is not respecting you enough to not have those type of deep conversations with their ex, that's a problem. Red flag there. This person is criticizing you to them. I don't know what's up with that other lady that she's criticizing you. She should be focused just on her. And apparently she hasn't let go of him either, because she still wants to buy and send things to him and do things like that. So I don't know what made them break up or whatever happened, but I think you see the proof is right there in the pudding. I don't think you need much more than this. I think instead of you wish he would leave, you should ask him to leave. Since you said him to leave, I'm assuming this is your place and he moved in with you. Why don't you ask him to leave? It's that simple. I don't know why people stay in situations that they're unhappy with. And I guess with the hope it's going to get better, but it's in your face. People are so afraid to cut people off. But then again, I'm going to tell you, you should be afraid to keep them in your life, because you don't know what could happen when you're just in a situation like that. But that's what I have to say about that situation, or that, that I saw. I think if anyone's in that predicament where a person is not respecting your boundary, they're still flirting and texting their ex. If there are no children involved, I don't know why you're talking to your ex that much. It's one thing we have to communicate because of children, but if not, what is it that ex is doing that you still talk to them? They're an ex for a reason. I'm not saying your ex is your enemy. No, not necessarily. I can see very now and again, maybe the ex says, hey, how you doing? But again, an ex is an ex for a reason. So I think you need to watch that boundary there. So if you see people like that in your life that you're involved with, nip that in the bud. Because even with children, guess what? There's a boundary. It's about the children. And if the children are adults now, it's definitely, the children can go directly to that parent. I don't know why there needs to be a conversation. I get a kumbaya family blend. Fine. We can do that. But it's still a boundary. So anyway, that's what I have to say with that. If you know anybody in that predicament, please let them know. Let them tune into the Healing Podcast to hear what I had to say. But if you would like to write into the Healing Podcast and share your situation, go ahead and email support@thehealingpodcast.com or go to the healingpodcast.com website, hit the contact tab, fill out the little tabs there and share your situation that way. Okay, so we got to give a mention to our sponsor, Healing Expression.
Are you someone who has been considering therapy Perhaps someone else has told you that you need to talk to a therapist. Or maybe you're in a relationship and you want to discuss some challenges that you've been facing with your significant other. Maybe there's a communication issue, perhaps an incident of infidelity. Or maybe you just want to strengthen your relationship because you guys are thinking about taking another step. Maybe you're struggling with anxiety or depression, perhaps grief, life stressors, and you just want to share your thoughts with someone. Well, consider contacting Healing Expressions. Healing Expressions is a private practice located in the Atlanta, Georgia area. You will be given a session at an affordable price with a licensed therapist. If this resonates with you, consider going to healingexpressionsllc.com, reading about the practice, and hitting the contact tab to see if you can book a session. All right, thank you so much. And back to the Healing Podcast.
Okay, so back to the topic at hand, single and living a fulfilled life. Be happy that you're in that space. If you are happy in your single space and you're content with being single, stay there. Yes, one day you may feel like you want to be back in a relationship. Fine, then do that. You may be dating. Do that. Dating is nothing wrong with that. Get to meet people, learn them. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there if that's what you want. But if you are just celebrating you, enjoy the fact that you like to be home. Enjoy the fact that you like to travel. Enjoy the fact that sometimes you like to go to a lounge and listen to some music. Enjoy the fact that sometimes you like to take yourself out to eat. Enjoy the fact that sometimes maybe you like a cigar bar. I don't know. Maybe you just like to watch a sports game. Maybe you like to go to a sports bar. Maybe you like to just be around certain entertainment like, other like fun events like a Dave & Buster's. I don't know, something like that. A Top Golf. You just like to do that. You just like to celebrate you. Embrace all of that. And don't worry about people's opinions because, again, you are living a fulfilled life, Be happy with that. It is okay. Do not let people put their judgment, their opinions of how you should be living your life on you. That is between you and, if anything, your higher power. Between you and God, I would say. That's between you and God, how you're living your life and what you're doing. And what's interesting enough, because I don't know why people criticize it so much. People don't criticize a nun or a priest when they make the commitment to be single because they made a covenant with God, right, to live that life. And here's the thing: if it's not a person of clergy, it becomes a critique. And why is that? Why does my life by myself have to be an issue for you when you're not the one living the person's life? You have to look at that. For the people who are criticizing, you have to look yourself in the mirror. Why are you constantly bringing it up? For the person who's on a receiving end, continue to celebrate your life. And also don't share so much about your life too. You can keep some things private. Don't worry about it. So I hope you continue to live a single, fulfilled life. Yes, it is okay to live that type of life. No, there is nothing wrong with you because you choose that life at this time. It can be peaceful, and that's okay. And maybe you're getting over some type of trauma that happened to you. I will give room for that, and that's what you need for right now. If that's what you need for not right now, then do that. Don't let anyone else pressure you into doing something you're not ready to do. Okay? Be who you need to be for you and go about it that way. Okay? So I hope you continue to live your life and to celebrate you and to smile and travel and laugh and all those things. And I know there are good days and bad days. No one's saying life is perfect, but you know what? Get back up and do it again the next day. So I will leave you with this, right? Short and sweet. Being single is about celebrating and appreciating your own space that you're in. That was by Kelly Rowland. Okay. So I thank you for tuning into the Healing Podcast. I thank you for your support. Go ahead over there to the YouTube page as well, the Healing Podcast. And with my name on it, Monique, last name Owe. Last name is spelled O-W-E as you see it on the screen. And hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it. Tell your friends, co-workers, your enemies too. They need some healing too and help, get the word out. And I thank you for your support for the Healing Podcast. And talk to you soon. Bye-bye.